Thank you for joining us. I've already said what up to the crew. How y'all doing today? We are glad to be with you. We would like for you to please like, subscribe, share this, and also click on the notification bell so you will know when we have new episodes airing. We thank you so much. So let's get down to business, guys. What are we doing today?
Well, we're going to review a web series we watched called For Evan's Sake.
Never before seen, except that time it was on cable. Starring that one actor whose name is on the tip of your tongue. Coming to every screen you own. For Evan's Sake.
Evan is a character, so to speak. All right, so what did y'all think about this series? Let me start with me because I'm just gonna be quick. All right. For Evan's Sake, it was funny. It had some quirky parts in it. I can see this being on like a network, and I believe it was before. I can see it being on a network, not just on the YouTube channel. It's very professional, very well put together. It was just a little hard to follow at some points because of the way that they have the shows on the lineup. They have like a show, then they have like a bunch of little promos in between, and it was kind of all over the place. You know, you kind of had to look for the next show or what have you. So other than that, I liked it. It was about this young Black guy who had to go to anger management from something he did to someone on his job. Many of us have felt like strangling people on the job before, I'm sure. I liked it. From what I saw, I don't know, but I'll go ahead and give it to Fagos and let y'all go ahead and do what you do. So I'm going to give it like 3.5 because, you know, I'm just going to be fair today. And I'm going to call it orange because it was kind of hard to follow the way that they have it on that channel. So,
I mean, I enjoyed it. It was comical. It was goofy. To me, it could have been corny, but it was in a fun-loving, silly way.
Mom, why did you tell Uncle Tom and Aunt Tess that I'm going to therapy?
I can't control who reads my Facebook statuses.
You put it on Facebook?
Yeah, I always go on Facebook Live. When I get more than 1,000 views on my Twitch stream, I'm becoming a master at twitching.
It was leaked before he even got there. His mother had let him, you know, it was funny that his mom, she let everybody know like a Black mom sometimes does. So I did enjoy the story. There were different actors that were in the show that made it funny at certain scenes, certain parts of the storyline that it went through over maybe 6 or 7 episodes, I believe. I'm gonna give it a 4. It was just sometimes it was just all over the place and you're just like, what's going on? But I'm thankful that they had recaps.
I can agree with you guys. It was a little busy. The movie was, well, not just a little busy. It was a lot busy. They had a lot going on at one time. Like Stick said, glad you had the recap in the beginning because you had to sort things out before you start the next episode, which was a good thing, I think. Well, for me it was. He had a lot going on in his life. And even though he felt like it was nothing going on, we had several different issues. So I think it all kind of masked in together. You know, the people that he met reflected some of his shortcomings, I think. So even with that, you had to stop and wonder, okay, is he daydreaming here? Is he dreaming here? Or is this something that's actually happening here? So, and I think that was one of the things. Was it funny? It was absolutely funny because I think the way he viewed some of the events or the circumstances he was going through, I think he kind of sort of had to laugh to keep from crying in some instances, I think. So I would give it red pop. I give it 3.5 red pop. I'm not red pop. Okay. Great. There you go. 3.5.
This is loosely based on the life of Evan Washington, the guy that produced it or directed it, starred in it, whatever, all of that. This is, you know, his story basically. The way they sum it up in the, what do you call it, synopsis, They said Evan's character represents Black people who work in entertainment in corporate America and how they deal with mental stress of racism and microaggression on a daily basis. When you see, and again, this predates what's going on now with Black Lives Matter, but the content is kind of speaking to racism and what they call microaggression. Him applying for jobs, his level on the set, like, you know, he went to film school and he's a production assistant.
Right.
Production assistant picking up dog poop and things like that.
Right.
And kind of like how they deal with him, but then how he has to deal with the different cultures at work.
I don't know what came over me. I've been juicing, and I didn't juice that day. I was actually woken up by SWAT that day. Mistaken identity, but it was jarring nonetheless. I'm still trying to process this whole Prince thing.
I am so sorry. I know that Prince meant a lot to you and your community. But we all have to move on. Oh, don't worry, you're not fired. If we did that, we'd have to hire another one. No.
Putting a spotlight on that, like maybe Black people do have some type of PSTD situation. Yeah, PSTD,
Sure.
how you say it?
Right.
We're just dealing with day-to-day stuff and how we handle it. So I think it was worth watching. It had some people in there. I don't know what her real name is, but like Tasha Mack. I don't know what her real name is. Y'all know
Wendy Raquel Robinson.
Yeah, and also the guy that was the star of Black Jesus on Comedy
Slink
Central.
Johnson.
Slink Johnson, hilarious. He played like the interdimensional
Hobo.
character. Yeah.
Hobo man. He was funny.
Yeah, so he's a funny guy. It was kind of like a well-known cast when you count them. So big ups to them for putting this together. I thought it's kind of funny. It wasn't like, oh, you gotta see it, you know. I won't necessarily say that, you know, but you know, you can watch it. You know, it's worth watching. Filmed in LA, all of that good stuff. You know, if I'm gonna be honest, 3 Fagos for me.
All right,
We're gonna put
cool.
the links below, so y'all go ahead and y'all check these people out, support them.
Right.
It's nothing, no, give something a couple of views or hit the like button. It really helps engagement on stuff like YouTube. Just support, you know, Black art. So.
Right. Yes, honey. It is taboo in the Black community, which it has been for years. Like, oh no, we don't go see psychiatrists. Oh no, we don't see therapists. We don't need that. Matter of fact, one of the parts was titled, what was it? Niggas don't get depressed.
Yeah,
like
that was a subtitle.
I was like, man, but you know, we have thought this way for years, only because we've been able to overcome so much. It's like, how do you get beat to a pulp as a slave and coming through civil rights and all of that? These experiences that we have had, and they have been some tough ones, hard ones to get through, but the fact that we've been able to come through and live through them without having therapy and to see a psychiatrist has been amazing. However, we go through things too, and sometimes that is necessary. But like I said, it's just kind of been a taboo in the Black community. I think we are more open to it now, and we'll do that. We'll go to counseling. We'll see a therapist if need be, because we are some of the most stressed people. Like, we're always stressed out about something, you know, but we seem to know how to manage it. Stock markets crashing, us losing our whole life savings, like the difference in us and maybe a Caucasian person, like they might commit suicide or something, the loss of all of that money, like we've seen before when it's been like a crash of the stock market. We've seen this before. But for Black people, it's like, we've been here before. Like, we've had nothing before. So, you know, to me, that's not a reason to kill yourself. So we can overcome these things. So it's like, you know, when sometimes you haven't had it like that and you get it and you might lose it, it's like
We're
I could just
fighters.
build it back up.
We're
Yeah, I
warriors.
could just get it again. Yeah.
We're fighters.
Yeah.
We're warriors.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes we get depressed, we get all of that, and it can be so severe because I do have family members, close family members that have mental illness to the point where they need medication. And it's like, you know, it's just necessary sometimes. But like I said, it's been taboo. But I think we're coming around to it and being open to it, you know, more than we were before. That's all I was saying, guys.
Well, one of my Facebook friends, she said she goes to the psychiatrist. She says never tell the psychiatrist the Holy Spirit told you something.
Right. Yeah. Don't go there. Don't do that. Don't. Wait right here. I have to make a call real quick. Next thing you know, you getting admitted.
But yeah, Charlemagne the God or whatever, he real big on telling people to get mental health. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever go to a psychiatrist. I feel like I just stick it out.
To each his own. Like sometimes
I had to. If it was something real drastic, then you just got to do what you got to do. But I think the psychiatrist is there to help you get stuff out and work it out. You get out your own hand. You look objectively at things. But then you do say, like, I would kind of want a black psychiatrist on the hip. Then I feel like the black person might tell my business for some reason. That's what I think. And then with the white person, I just feel like they probably can't relate, but they can still listen. And other cultures, I don't know. It's more than black and white.
You know, the whole thing about therapy is to help you sort all the stuff that you got going on in your mind. That's what I was saying about the movie. You know, the reason why the movie to me was chaotic and busy, because that was his mind at the time. You know, he had a lot going on. The same thing with a therapist. A therapist ain't gonna say, okay, take 2 pills, sleep for 3 days, and it's gonna be gone. No, they help you sort out the ideas and the situations and the problems and the thing that you got on your mind. Because usually by the time you go into a psychiatrist or a therapist or whatever you want to call them, it's usually because you can't make your mind stop. You can't make it rest.
Yes.
Rest is part of the therapy. That's my take on it. And I've been to a therapist myself.
Well, he'll keep you in perfect peace.
Don't even start me with the church. Don't start me with the church.
I didn't tell him what the Holy Spirit told me anything.
Don't tell him the Holy Spirit said nothing.
But you know what? I find in our close friends that we're able to talk to, sometimes we work things out just by talking to them. And a lot of times you might not share everything, because I don't think you share everything with anybody. I think it's always something that you just keep to yourself, that I wouldn't share with somebody I know. Maybe I would share with a stranger if I was in therapy, but some stuff I just would keep. But I find myself, if I'm talking to friends about something, I sometimes don't need their feedback, because in my talking it out, it's like, there go my solution right there. I ain't even need them to say nothing back. You know, I just like I just needed to get it out. You know, sometimes you just need people to listen. You know, I don't always need you to
for a solution.
Yeah, that's all. So what you think, man? Sticks, because is it different with men, black men?
They cry in the dark, right?
They cry in the dark, baby. Is that a tear coming
down? Not on my face.
Ooh, look at him. He too strong to cry, y'all. He too strong.
Sticks, have you ever cried?
Right.
I mean, of course, you're human. Yes.
When you were 7, you cried. When was the last time you cried, Sticks?
I mean, there's things that hit your spirit, like that you want to, that you feel make you feel like you're gonna shed some tears or something.
And so when was that last time?
He can't remember.
No, I'm not. We're not gonna talk about crying. So we're talking about black. We're talking about black mental health. That is something.
So crying is a release.
It is.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go, but Sticks, as the only man on this show, you have the responsibility. The weight is on your shoulders.
Right.
But
to help these women that watch our show understand you guys.
I already admitted that. Have I cried? Yes, I have. So
It's
what
just
else
not
you want me to
something you
say?
do.
No,
On
I don't.
regular, huh?
Okay, never mind. Say what you was gonna say about the
like Trixie said, there are certain things that you will let people know too, but you won't let them know everything.
Okay,
so
true.
That's where I'm at.
It ain't none of our business that you cried last night. We get it.
Right. Did you ever
back
cry
to mental? Back to mental health in the Black community.
Cry over a
yes.
woman though? Did you ever cry over a relationship?
Back to Black mental health. We are going to talk about this.
Leave my man alone.
Because we're going to ask, like, oh, ladies, have y'all cried, boo-hoo, over a certain period of time? Like, I mean, a long time.
I'm all cried out. Who sang that song? Lisa, and
the Coach Jam.
I ain't got another tear left.
Yeah. Real Tanya, did you,
that when
First
women
Lady,
cry,
Trixie.
Then that's when they broke it. Now, if I'm getting to the point that we discussing and I'm crying, that means I'm to the point where I'm finna fight. So, and that's my release with that, because I'm like, okay, I don't want to throw hands, so let me restrain, and you can get to that point then.
So you a confusing crier, so you just be out there like, I don't even know what's wrong with you. I don't know, you just throwing your hands at people. I'm confused as your man.
Angry cry.
Like, I'm putting some hands on you.
Tanya been quiet. I ain't heard no crying.
You never answered the questions.
I did answer the question. You asked me if you said have I cried.
I said, when was the last time you cried? And you say, we're not going to talk about that. Okay, let's just get off of mental health totally. So we can go to our trend.
We're gonna put something on it. If we're gonna put something on it, it's when I think about my grandmothers and my uncle. So those are significant. So when you think about how you lost those significant people in your life, you feel emotional about it. You make it doesn't hit me like it used to. But when my grandma, my father's mother died first, it hurt because it was the year I graduated from college. So she knew that I graduated. She's able to acknowledge that. The shirt I'm wearing is our family reunion. This is us, our family. And she passed. She got a chance to live the rest of that summer. She got a chance to live the rest of that summer. She was dealing with cancer. It really weakened her body. But during this family reunion, which was here in Michigan, she wasn't able to attend. But everybody who was still left here that didn't leave in the travel, they came to our house, took a big picture with her. So I think that was a way of her, of us saying thank you and we appreciate you, we love you, and I think that helped because about 3 weeks later she passed away.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
That was a time where you boo-hoo. You don't know how hard it's gonna hit you until we're at the funeral, and then my cousin was playing, and he plays the organ. He played, and it was just at one point of the song that he was playing, you just feel it. You put your head down, next thing you know, you're crying. And I looked down the aisle.
I won't complain.
Song. No, it wasn't that. I know it wasn't that. But I can't remember. It's not like when you talk about that mental health, that wasn't something that bothers you to where you can't get over it. It's something that you lost significantly. Regardless of that, I love my people, and it's sometimes even a memory of a person that you really, truly, dearly love, and they are not either with you because not that they died, but they're not with you anymore. So you feel a certain way. Those are things that we talk about.
Okay, what I hear you saying is that you will cry, but it is usually because of a loss of a loved one or something.
Yeah, because
I'm trying to see how you deal with like stressful situations.
Well, those are different too, because
feeling depressed and stuff.
But those are different too, because there's anger. Because mine comes from anger. It used to come from anger because you're frustrated with what you can achieve. And people are telling you you should try this. So it's a frustration too. So there's anger. Usually mine is anger. And I try not to show it. I tell people, and I tell the opposite sex all the time, I was like, you'll never know how my anger looks because I was like, I choose not to show you. I told that to a young lady I dated. I will never show you how angry I can get. Now, my brothers or my fellas will know. but it's only scary because you're not supposed.
Yeah.
I really believe this. I think if I show that anger to you, I don't know how you're going to react, and it can scare you. I'm not trying to let my anger out to scare you. It's something that I may need to, but I can't show a woman all the time. My
That's
mom
both
seen it
scary
before.
and dangerous. You
No,
have
but
to
what
be
happens?
able to release.
No, what I'm saying
Like,
is,
not on a person.
No. What I'm saying is this: don't provoke it. That's what I'm trying to get to. This woman I was talking to tried to provoke anger, and I said, no, I don't want to harm you.
Quick question:
Mm-hmm.
Do you turn green and rip out of your pants and shirt when you angry? Like,
No.
okay, all right, I'm sorry.
But I did tell that girl that too. I was like, why are you trying to? And I told her, I said,
you're trying to turn me into the Hulk.
Yeah, like you're trying to that. Like, why would you try to provoke an angry response when I told you, like, you won't see me angry? Because I was like, I have too much respect.
Women love that.
Yeah, and that's what they do.
Sick
And that's what she said.
Some women
that's
love
what she
it.
said.
Sick.
She said, I need to know. She's like, she said something on that line, like, I need to know and everything. I said, no. I was like, if I'm upset, even if I'm upset at you, you're not going to see the anger that I feel. Yeah, that's all that stuff. But
so I'm going to ask you this, and then we're going to move on to the trending topic. What does your not angry look like? Is it kind of like how you're talking to us right now? Is that how you were always the whole time? Like she really ticked you off? Like, how do you express that I'm upset without expressing?
Walk away?
Yeah, did you give her the silent treatment? Like,
no, you don't do that. Like, you can't give a person silent treatment. There's now some guys may, she always made it seem like I was trying to make it all about me, and I said, no, I'm listening to you, and you're saying the same thing, and I'm like, I'm respecting your wishes, but when it comes to mine, I'm not sure if you understand, and I don't even want to tell you everything because some of the things were about you. I'm like, I can't tell a person who's not mature enough to hear and handle, like, when you said something to me, I didn't care for that. But if it is a mental thing, because I've been to therapy before, because a young lady that I dated, she wanted to go for couples, and then what happened? We broke up. Well, she wanted to keep the appointment. She asked me if I wanted to too, and I was like, I'll go because I want to see.
After y'all broke up, y'all went to therapy together.
We didn't go to therapy together. My reason for going was to see if what she was saying was true about me. I'm in control of me. I don't have to act up.
Right.
And that's kind of like a thin line. Sorry to cut you off, Sticks, but there's something called repression.
Yeah, it is.
You holding stuff in, and then there's something called, I just know how to control my emotions. I'm not going to push my buttons and make me upset. So like that repression that August Elstina, whoever his name was going through, he had to let it all out. Yeah. Right. He said, look, Will gave me her blessings. Why y'all treat me like this out here?
And that's
the thing. How old is that boy? That's none of my business. Anyway.
That man probably in his late 20s or early 30s.
Wow.
You out here saying, act up, you can get snatched up.
But that's how that.
Anybody going to be watching that Table Talk episode?
I'm not into it, so y'all have to let me know about it. But you see what happens when a man's psyche starts to fracture.
So y'all think that? So that
he
was
has
true?
He has to let out.
Yeah,
I believe it. Yeah.
I mean,
if you see some of the stuff that Jada said, she said, as long as Will is under, when me and Will are married, we under the same house, we gonna do what it is we do under the same house. And I believe they probably did. I mean, when you have that type of lifestyle or around it, you never know. Who knows?
Yeah, I ain't here to judge.
Polygamy, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think that's when you marry.
A lot more black people are doing it.
The quote was they dissolved their marriage kind of and went into a life partnership. And what he said on the Angela Lee show was that life partnership didn't involve being romantic with each other. He talked to Will about Jada, and Will like, go ahead. I'm not doing that.
It's more of a. They have more of a. Then they have more of a swinger relationship.
Yeah, it is. They got an open relationship.
Open swinger relationship.
Yeah, and then so my thing is
They've been saying that for a decade.
Why you done said you had an open relationship? Now somebody come out and say, yeah, that was me. What is he talking about? No, okay.
That's why. Yeah. I mean,
But
you
anyway,
know, to each his own. I guess if it works and they not jealous, you know, whatever it is. I
Would
can't
you be a
speak on.
part of something like that? Would you be a polygamist? Would you have 2 wives? And you're gonna drink the tea to it.
I'm gonna say no for Sticks. Only reason why I say no for Sticks and I say no for most men is because taking care of one wife seems like it's hard enough in our society just to seem like to take on 2 whole families. I know a lot of baby daddies are doing that, and that's why that child support be eating them up because, you know, you got these kids over here, you got these kids over here, and you broke, you know. So I would think a man would still want one wife, even if he could have 2 or 3, like some cultures do, just because it's less maintenance. But it just seems like you got to have a certain amount of wealth and I don't know, even attention to give.
Let's just say this too. Being in America is a different type of way of life. It doesn't support having 2 wives. If you were somewhere else, probably, because maybe women understand and men understand, and it's not going to be any friction. That's the thing, is friction. I can see where things can benefit. I can see where each woman can have a husband. But here in America, it's not that way. There's individuals, and they want to be married to individuals. Want to be married with one person.
What if you meet a woman, Sticks? What if you meet a woman who is into that lifestyle, who would like to live that lifestyle, and presents it to you? Say y'all a little bit into the relationship, and you actually like this person. You know, you have a decision to make because she wants to live like that. How, you know, that's tough. Like, what do you think you would do? Some of these women have that mindset. So let's say you meet this said woman who have that mindset and want to know if you would be interested in that. Would you be interested in that?
Yeah, I mean, I would take it under consideration. Yeah, I would take it. I mean, I would think, and that's just talking about it.
Nah, you getting yourself into a lot of work.
No, I'm not. I know. I mean, but like I said, if you're going to be in a relationship, it is work. I've learned that too. It's work. When I feel like everything is good, I still have to check in with my lady. Is everything good? Is there anything else? That means I have to ask. I've learned I have to check on it.
So you would do that for both of your wives, is what you're saying?
If I take on that responsibility, I must. I look at this for real. I do look at this where having 2 women, because there's, like I said, there's different levels to this too. Because a lot of people just look at it from when man says this about 2 women, they look at it as he's going to support these women, but it's about this, the sexual side too, and that gets into some where they do things too, as well as with you. So, but I've also seen where it doesn't have to be that way.
Well, like what? I've never heard of this. Can you break it down? No, I've never heard of this.
I'm talking about.
What they be doing? What they be doing?
Well, y'all grown women, y'all got imagination, so y'all can figure that out. When I said that, but there's also ways.
I didn't know that. So they're all in the same bed. I thought it was.
They don't all practice that, but some of them do.
Yeah, they have it. They have it when they have their intimacy. They're all together. Then they have it where y'all all stay under the same roof.
Do you have any friends with more than one wife or whatever?
No, I knew one guy who tried it out, but it wasn't wife. It wasn't
marriage. He just tried. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I've had some friends that were, I think they were Sunni Muslims. I don't know. Their parents, their Muslim lifestyle allowed them to have more than one wife, and their parents did have more than one wife. Right. But when I talked to, that's why I gave that comment where I spoke on behalf of me, and even though I don't know what I'm talking about. But that's just from one experience that I had as far as knowing somebody who comes from a family like this. I know 2 people that come from a family like this.
What about you, T? Would you be interested?
I'm not that type of person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want all that. I'm good.
What about you, First Lady Sasha?
Nah.
Nah,
Absolutely
it
not.
ain't gonna happen.
Here is different. It's not pushed. It's not promoted. It's
They
not
will
seen.
call you king.
No,
No, it's
They
not
more
about. Look.
traditional.
I
Look,
think
No, I'm
it's a
saying this is how they
religion
reach
thing,
first.
though. That's the
it's not.
Christianity
No,
that doesn't push
it's
it.
not. It's
It's
not.
people
It's not,
that push it. We're just not a part of that group.
It's not. It's not
I'm
done
gonna
over
send
here
y'all
because you know
this.
what I'm gonna tell
I
you right
just
now.
told you that I know
No.
people that parents, so
Yeah,
I
but
don't really
look,
know them.
yeah, but look at that. Like you said, it's the faith, and then it's also
Yeah.
where
So
you're
if you were
located.
in that faith, they are in
But-
Detroit. They are Detroiters.
But if you're not in, if it's not religious, it's also a place where they. It's also it's other places in the world that they do it.
You
It's
wouldn't be
but
concerned.
that's still based on religion for the most part, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if we come from a people that actually used to push it in our tribe or where we used to come from, it was a big thing, and they still practice it. They still practice it. So
It depends on, I guess, what tribe you were from.
What
you know,
tribe
maybe-
you from? Stick.
I don't know what tribe I'm on. That's
He's
one thing
from
we
the
lost.
tribe of Judah,
That's one thing
most
we
likely.
But also, I was going to say, like, yeah, over here, because I always say this. If you can actually get with a man being with a man, a woman being with a woman, what's the problem with having what's the problem with the I can't think of the name of it.
What's the problem with the three?
The throuple. They say throuple, the three, or or the polygamy.
Is that when everybody in the same bed? Because I
They
don't
just say-
feel like
It's when you're a
Instead of
couple.
a couple, it's just 3 people.
You're a three.
Oh,
That's
somebody
what I'm
hit me
saying.
up on Facebook, dated like that. I was
And see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the difference? Like, what is the difference? Like, if you
You
can
already got a woman. What you want me for, sir? You know what I'm saying?
They always, but
He
you know
worked
what?
at Tyler Perry Studios. I was like, dang, this probably could get in a studio.
Right. Dump them
Get in
after
that
you get
casting
in.
couch.
Get in
So
and dump them.
There's a lot of stuff. It's an option. It's an option, but you also have to play within. If you're gonna play the game, you got to play within the rules. I was getting my haircut some years back, and a sister that I went to college with, she was like, "I understand it now. I wouldn't have thought about this before I had my son, but now." As difficult as things going around, as hard as it is to find certain things about men that you can relate with, a person that's established and maybe with somebody, I may think about that. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm saying it's an option if you want to, as a man and as a woman. You as a woman still.
I'm sorry, Sticks, to cut you off. We running out of time.
All right.
That's something y'all think about it. Yeah, you can find Sticks on Instagram. Just send them a DM.
Anybody?
Tell them you're interested in the possibilities. But
I said
for tonight's show, y'all.
as an
That's a
option.
good man right
for,
there.
For sticks, ladies, it's an option. It's not anything fine print. I have never practiced this. I look at the benefits on both sides. As a man, it could be as
a man, he wants as many women
until
next time, America.
As a woman, you can actually benefit from this. Whatever.